it's only like 50%. I never got the 100. You're okay. You're live now.
Apa amakai puakai ke ai ua the boys of Kamaile Academy for that protocol. My name is Yoko Liriano. My artist name is Waya. My art's over there.
Aloha kako, my name is Nanea Lo and I'm from Kulauku and my art's in Hawaii too. And we are your organizers for today's art show.
So welcome to the Life After Occupation Liberation Art Show for Mākua Valley. This is an inspiring event that celebrates grassroots organizing, radical optimism, and the mana of Lahui o Hawaii in support of Mākua.
This art show is dedicated to amplifying the voices and stories of Kanaka Mo'oli, Indigenous and Waianae coast-based artists, showcasing our collective powerful artworks that reflect the themes of liberation, resilience, and community empowerment.
Through a vibrant collection of paintings, works, photographs, film, mixed media, exhibitions, workshops, we want to foster a deep sense of connection and understanding amongst all of you who are here with us today, and those that are going to take that home with you. This event is more than just an art display for 4 hours. It's a call to action for the preservation and protection of sacred Hawaiian lands and cultural heritage.
So mahalo for joining us tonight in this event that's filled with creativity, solidarity, and celebration for our collective journey towards a liberated future for Mākua and all of Hawaii.
So tonight we celebrate, like I said, grassroots organizing and radical optimism. We're thrilled to have folks who are here with us tabling from organizations like Wisdom Circles Oceania, Sierra Club Hawaii, Mākua University, Hawaii Workers Center, In Peace Hawaii, and HITRIP, the Hawaii Committee for Human Rights in the Philippines. We also want to thank Kahumanu Farms for catering tonight the delicious vegan and vegetarian options that are available. We want to do a shout out to Pame and Chanel and also Michelle, who were instrumental in putting together this beautiful stage right here. We also want to do shout outs to this space. This is part of Kamehameha Schools, the Community Learning Center of Maili. And a special shout out to Kimi, who's womaning the front table and letting us know that the AC is on. So throughout today, so if you came in early enough, you might have been making kappa on the other side, or Pet My Puppy, also part of the exhibit. But you can look forward to hula, mele, and poetry performances. We'll be having more workshops and exhibits. I think later you can also continue doing kappa making. There's a community painting of Auntie Twinkle. So we want all of you to have a little touch of that, even if it's just one stroke, to be a part of that. We have crane making for our 20 years of peace of Mākua Valley. So we're trying to make 1,000, so everyone that helps. And other arts and crafts, we have block printing and all that. So it's very interactive night. So thank you all for being here.
And mahalo to all of our artists, organizers, and supporters who made this event possible. We have expected about 150 art lovers and liberation seekers, and I think we might have surpassed that actually. So thank you for being with us tonight. It's so exciting. And huge mahalo out to our supporters and sponsors, Mākua and Mākua University, and to everybody who contributed to make this event a success. To start our program off, we have Lele Nia and Kumu Kalani and their hui.
Okay, they're gonna do, okay, so while they're setting up, they're not ready, so we're going to keep reading down our script. Okay, so we are here because this is a project of Malama Mākua and Mākua University, which is a project of Malama Mākua.
Okay, Malama Mākua is a Kanaka-Maoli-led nonprofit organization dedicated to the restoration and protection of Mākua Valley, a sacred site on Oahu, if you guys don't know. Its primary mission is to reclaim this culturally significant land from the U.S. military, which has occupied and used the valley for training exercises for decades. Malama Mākua advocates for the return of Mākua to its rightful stewards, the Kanaka-Maoli or Hawaiian people, for culturally appropriate uses such as spiritual practices, education, and environmental preservation. The organization works tirelessly to end the military's destructive presence in the valley and to restore it as a place of cultural significance and community engagement. Through grassroots organizing, legal action, and advocacy, Malama Mākua strives to ensure the valley's future as a thriving cultural and natural sanctuary for Native Hawaiians and future generations. Their efforts are rooted in the preservation of cultural identity, environmental stewardship, and decolonization. So if you guys haven't gotten a chance yet, this is a lot of Malama Mākua's works, and them throughout the years is their art, or pictures and art are on display.
And then, so the art show, why are we here? How did this happen? I don't know. Mākua University was actually the dream of Leandra Y, Sparky's wife. And Sparky will tell you that why it was so important to her, so please catch him when you can. And so this year for Mākua University, which is meant to build an educational infrastructure to uplift and amplify the long-standing work of Malama Mākua, Kanaka Maoli, peace and justice activists, artists, youth, educators, and other community members. And through mobilizing that community knowledge, two of the goals of Mākua University include developing a high school and college level curricula to supplement a documentary film on Mākua, which is why this is also a project right now. So after this, there will be a movie. Yes. So this year in May, there was a Mākua University weekend, and it was a 2-day event hosted at Our Lady of Ke'au, and more than 100 people came there, and they discussed their visions for future of Mākua through workshops, discussion sessions, songs, and kanikapila, talking story, eating together, and attending a cultural access visit to Mākua itself. And so one outcome of that was this. So you know how like you go to a thing and you do a workshop and you break out into breakout groups and they're like, okay, so what's next? And you throw out some ideas and then you go home and nothing happens, yeah? So we happened to be in the group where there was a breakout, and we were all artists, and we're like, why don't we do an art show, you know, where we really think about like indigenous futurism and like what's after the, you know, what does it mean to envision, like to really see it, put it on paper, or film or whatever, to see what Mākua would be like, you know, when it's liberated, right? And then the homework we came up with was an art show. And then we had to actually do the thing. And so here you are, our school project. Which we are very honored to be a part of. If Kumu.
set up our little stage, we're going to be presenting a hula ki'i or puppet show. And the puppet show is retelling the story of I'iaka Kapolio Pele, her visit to Mākua. So you see that. I would like to acknowledge
tell the people.
And Nanea Lo here is also a hula ki'i aficionado and expert. But I want to acknowledge Auli'i because we have two sets of puppets. The larger ones are based on some puppets made by Mr. Samuel. You can move it that way. Let me get into my place first. Mr. Samuel Pa'akaula of Moana Lua. And the smaller puppets you'll see are based on what Kumuali'i Mitchell taught us. So we'll be presenting that to you. The puppets speak in a language called APECEpic, which just means sideways language. Yeah, sort of like a pig Latin, but not really. But we made it kind of easy. Now, warning, everything will be in Hawaiian, but I guess you'll get the gist of it, right? And part of liberation is also restoring our language, right? And the last thing, we would like to dedicate this performance to Leandra Mahalos Mākua.
I couldn't find a program that could take a webcam. I found OBS, but I don't know how to make OBS expand to full screen. And VLC was copied. I can check my life.
In 1922, writer John Mokumai'a wrote about the reopening of Mākua Church in the same year. There, Tutaman John Mokumai'a learned that his grandparents, Kihikihi and Mahoi, who were originally from Kauai, were hula masters, and they taught hula, including hula ki'i at a hula platform in Upper Mākua, which he visited along with Ko'iahi Spring. Mokumai'a's kupuna later traveled by train to Moana Lua to meet with Mr. Pa'akaula of Moana Lua. Mr. Pa'akaula led a renowned hula troupe that performed at the Golden Jubilee of King Kalakaua on the grounds of Iolani Palace. They are the ones in the famous photo with the ipu performing a hula kuolo. Now, let's take a moment to recount the mo'olelo of I'iaka Ikapolio Pele, the youngest sister of the goddess Pele, after having resurrected Lohi'el on Kauai in order to bring him to Pele. I'iaka returns to Hawaii Island by way of Oahu. Upon landing at Ka'ana Point, she heads over Ke'awa'ula, Kahanakaiki, and Mākua to reach Ko'iahi, where her ohana, Mighty Lauli'i, and Ko'iahi dwell. She then invites them to an aha aina, a feast that people of Mākua put on just for her. After the feast, I'iaka takes them all to play in the One o Pio Pio, fresh, new sand, of Mākua, which are like the sands of Polihale on Kauai, known for its barking-like sounds, hence its current name, Barking sands.
Hekanaka ke eia e ke.
Ea e ke mahea ke.
He akua ke, he akua ke eia e ke.
Ea e ke he akua ke. O vai ke.
O ia ka I ka poli o pele ke.
Aloha tātou, I hele mai ni au I te pohana.
Aia iuka hoko iahi. I luna no wau me leile hua me ka mai le lauli a hoko iahi.
O Mākua I ngā mai le lauli I ai ngā loho I ahi ka uka. Māuka puku e lena mai ka no huli le ka la loi anai e. O punai aloha I ke opo I ke kuku I ke o lawa kona oe. E ai gaia ke aloha ai hola oe ke hoi ko ai leo o kahi leo mai. E ka mau a hele a ea ka mahele u I ke hola noi ke one o pio e.
E mai au he, o mai le lauli I he. E ia mai au he, o ko ia he.
He a mai ni o lua.
Mai ka I ka oru o ke kai a ulu. Mai ka I ka malu o ka ala.
Hopi o ka aha aina, ua hele nakanaka a pau I ka hakai I ke one o pio o Mākua.
Mai, hele mai ka kou I ka hakai.
Ke orohi au. E uhuki ke wau I ko pāpai ko makaukau.
E lohi au ke, e kuki nā wā, hine nā wā, vai nā wā, hine ke. I ke one o pio ke.
Ai makaukau ko huki ana wau ko kino ko. I ke one o pio o Mākua ko makaukau. Oia, Lea ke la.
E lohi au ke, mai hana pe la ke.
No kia hamai koko, he mea lea lea ke ia koko.
E lai au ke, muki au ia oi ke.
A ole, hana hou wao. Matau kau koko. Matau kau koko. Matau kau. Ah, oia, oia,
Lohi au. Mai hana pe la, e muki au ia oi kia manawa.
Ah, hikino, hikino.
Ke. E lohi au, muki au ia oi. Mako wawai ke.
Awe koko nui no ka o keo ni o pio pio koko manuna o maloko kupu o kole koko. Koko.
I, O Mākua,
O Mākua e, aina o Mākua e, o Mākua e, aina o Mākua e, aina aloha e, ko ia hiki kauka e, aina aloha e, ko ia hiki kauka e, ika no puli e, aka o Waianae e, ika no puli e, aka o Waianae e, o kanai lava e, ike o kupu e, o kunai aloha e, ike o kupu e, o kupu o kako e, kamana o e ike e, o kupu o kako e, kamana o e ike e hori a Mākua e, ika po e Hawaii e hori a Mākua e, ika po e Hawaii e Stop. The last verse is he hoi a Mākua, return Mākua, ika poe Hawaii he. Join along with us as we make this conclusion like a prayer, yeah? Ready, go. He hoi a Mākua
ika poe Hawaii
he hoi a Mākua ika poe Hawaii lava. E mele no Mākua. Mahalo nui kako.
Beautiful. I think it's nice to get to such a one word, they take that. So listen. What was that? The sound is okay. Oh, I heard the squeak. It's always squeaking.
I'll see you in a minute. Okay.
Okay. We have the next performer is very special, and so, I mean, every performer is special, but there's like empty seats, and people are sitting on the ground, which is awesome, that's fine. People are standing. We want to make sure that you can sit. The program will continue. We have a formal program right now until 7-ish. And then at 7 to 8 for the ending, you can go back and see all of the other exhibit spaces. So please come up here now before it's weird, right? During the program. Malaya and Alice, right here, this is for you. This is for you. And did anybody see Pake's space yet? Raise your hand if you did. It's a 5-minute experience, so make sure that you get it in because, you know, Pake just came back from London this week and put together this really awesome experience in that room across the courtyard, and the AC is working over there. I mean, it's working everywhere, it's just too many of us. Right? So after the formal program, please make time and make an agenda to get there and experience it. Yeah, okay. This is I'm gonna start pointing at people and you're gonna sit in the front. Okay, the next performer is a poet that I know very well because I lived with her for the last 2 years. Teatua Here is coming up here to perform a poem. And I see her, she's moving. Come on down. Very special. And Nanea is going to read her bio. So, Teatua Here. Teiti Gerlach is a Maori poet from the island of Oahu in the illegally occupied Kingdom of Hawaii. Her work as a tanuai, or farmer, or oromentua educator shapes her poetry as she seeks to understand the ways we can heal from our oppressive circumstances and cultivate realities founded in care. Rooted in the aloha she has for her whenua and the aina that raised her, and the ta'ata she belongs to, Teatua Here's poetry articulates her experiences as a diasporic Maohi living on Kanaka Maoli land. Grappling with the realities of militarism in the Pacific, she often writes about nuclear testing in her homeland of Maohi Nui, as well as military destruction and occupation in the Kingdom of Hawaii. I have a couple poems here to share about our beloved Mākua. Alright. Learn the oli. Stand together and offer your voice to the valley. Notice every curve, every ridge, every road cut into her belly. Stand here and remember. Remember the people who lived in these akupua'a, the ipu they would fill at the punawai, the mo'o that is mountain as she protects her vai. Remember the terraces filled with kalo, instead of sitting roped off from the hands that know aloha. Remember Mākua, before the bombs and the bullets. Mākua is waiting for the kalo to return. She is waiting for the ipu to grow and the punawai to fill, and her people to return. Mākua is waiting. This next one I wrote. I'm a teacher over at Kamaile Academy. I teach 7th and 8th grade social studies. So I talk about these things with my students. This is a poem about that. This week I told my students about the bombs, about the testing, about the destruction. I told my students about what was done to their aina. Next week I'll tell my students about the bombs, about the testing, about the radiation.
I'll tell my students about what was done to my whenua. Mahi nui, Wangataufa, Moruroa, Te tino tatou. Radiation in our veins, bombs in Paparaharaha's belly, bombs in my belly. Hawaii, ka ho'olave, oahu, Mākua. Unexploded ordinances buried in Leppo, nestled beside Ko'a. Bombs in Papahanau Moku's belly. Bombs in their bellies. Shrapnel nestled between nerves, generations displaced, stories forgotten, stories remembered. Kilina inherits as salt. I tell my students about what has happened to our land, and I ask them, why do we learn about the past? And they tell me, so we can make a better future. This is the last one. Can you see her? Mākua, uncaged. Barbed wire and chain, gone for good. No militaristic parasites, no bullets, no bombs. Can you see her? Mākua, uncaged. Kanapamali returning, the mo'opuna of her moku coming home at last. The only heat in her belly is imu, feeding her people as they feed her. No bullets, no bombs. Can you see her? Lo'i restored, vai flowing, ulu rooting, hale rebuilt, and communities restored. Can you see her? She won't be the same as she was. Some scars never heal completely, but she is here. She is held. Her people remember her stories. Her people create new ones. Can you see her? Invasives eradicated, aina replanted, vai replenished. Mo'o turned mountain, turned mo'o again. See her, see Mākua, uncaged at last. Aururu. Next up is one of the high schoolers from Kamaile Academy. His name is Jaden, and he'll be sharing a hula with us.
Aloha, my name is Jaden. The dance I'll be doing is Aloha I'o Waianae, which speaks of the beauty of Waianae through the waters, the mountain, and the wind.
DJ, where are you? DJ. Where's DJ? Where's DJ? Over here. Who are you? Will you tell us?
Jaden. My name is Jaden Winnipeg. I go to Kamaile Academy. I'm in my senior year. Lived in Waianae my whole life. I live in Ulubelis. I'm in this after-school program called Hope. Basically, just tutor middle schoolers. We do Aloha and learn about the culture. I also dance for Hello Kulauku Malia with the Kulauku Art. I've been dancing for 13 years and I'm here now.
And what is this hula about?
The beauty of Waianae, waters, the mountains, the winds, and the coconut trees.
Keep going. Keep going until you hear the
So I paddle for Nahulakai. I paddle for Nahulakai. I just started my second year today. Oh, well, not today, this month. And this will be my last year paddling. Graduating.
Where are you going?
I was thinking of going to English Mākua or FCC.
You're sitting with people. Get this kid, okay?
I'm still choosing. I'm still trying to choose because I love things, but I need my name. I chose this song because I feel like this song incorporates what Waianae looks like. You're still a fan. Oh, really? I do. So it's really sad to see all the I know. It's hard to know just
First time I use instant replay.
So that was actually a surprise performance because Tiatua Here now teaches at Kamaile Academy. She told her students about this event, and her student was like, I want to perform, and look at that. I don't have eyes on our next performer. Where is our next performer? Coda, if you could make your way to the stage, please. Oh, there. All right. Yay, we have Coda.
So Koda is an indigenous high vibrational musician, artist, and entrepreneur who channels creativity and empowerment through art and sound. And Koda just needs to get set up real quick, so we're gonna read more things in our program. In a lo'i somewhere. You can find Koda in a lo'i. You can find Koda in your House of Representatives, perhaps. District 48. If you live out there, do vote for Koda. Kahalu, way out there. East side. Koda can be found during equal access, playing or making music or writing songs. Koda will be up right now.
We can change the world. We can make the world a better place. We can heal each other. We can put an end to all the pain. Energy, not Hennessy, that's all I'm saying. Take your brother's hand and run into the nation of love and peace. That's all we need. That's all we need. Yes, yes. I'm just a human and I'm doing the best I can. This is the movement, we are moving through vibration. We are just human. We are just human. We are just human and we'll do it the best we can. Something in the water telling me to keep it clean. The mermaid told me in my dream there's too much plastic in the ocean. The next morning I sat down at the beach. Palm trees, cool breeze, and sand under my feet. I said, ocean, thank you for providing everything I need. From every fish under the sea to every second breath I breathe, you mean everything to me. And I promise I will keep you clean. Oh, ocean, yeah. I'm just a human and I'm doing the best I can. This is the movement, we are moving through vibration. We are just human, yeah. I'm just making music. We are just human and we're doing the best we can. Alright. Best we can. A song I wrote called Human. I wrote this in 2020, I think, when I was a senior in high school, Castle High School. I was doing this marine biology program called Actually, I forgot what it's called, but it was with the Hawaii Institute of Marine Biology at Coconut Island. And so, big shout out to Kumu Derek, Kumu Leon, and Kumu Mike, and they're just the mentors that I had to inspire me. And oh yeah, to Jack Johnson too. He didn't do much, but he said that it was a nice song. Alright, so the next song I got, actually I'll just play it. Would I feel less alone? All these people in the world, but they're all in their phones. All these people in the world, but nobody listens. If I could swim in the oceans unknown, sightsee coral reef, not coral gravestones. My earth needs relief, but my people condone, and nobody listens. And nobody listens. Hey, this song is dedicated to APECepic. One day I woke up and the sky was burning. Is it true? Could the air we breathe be getting hotter? Cause of CO2? If we cut the trees and burn the forest like we always do, we could have a lot of money without any real value. And it's awesome cause the money lets us be a slave to corporate greed that step on us to get the power that they crave. I can't behave the way they have my mom and dad and friends enslaved to this whole game. The planet's slowly dying. I can't walk away, so I won't hesitate to heal myself, to heal the world. Cause people nowadays have walked away from how they really feel. So now the earth is broken, like our hearts, I'ma keep it real. The people in this planet come apart and keep their love concealed. I wanna live in a world of my own. Maybe when I feel less alone. All these people in the world, but they're all on their phones. All these people in the world, but nobody listens. If I could swim in the oceans unknown, sightsee coral reef, not coral gravestones. My earth needs relief, but my people condone, and nobody listens. Nobody listens, yet still wanna be heard. Simple things, little troubles that get on the nerves. They can't see that we're the biggest problem on earth, but they'll learn. It's so crazy to know that my friends would rather be lazy, play games on their phones and disown the biggest job they have right here on the globe, to be responsible and care for the only earth that we know. My mind is blown. Look, I don't want to see the day big words appear on my screen saying we didn't do enough to keep our climate clean. The oceans don't know blue no more, the trees won't ever see green, and we polluted every single thing there was in between. You know, it's hard to see the problem when the problem is you. I'm not saying that I ain't guilty cause I am human too, but there are ways to make a difference, trust me, it's nothing new. If we all just work together, here's some things we can do. Turn off the lights when you ain't in the room, it's not that hard. And if you live close to work, ride your bike, not your car. Don't let the water run, go outside and kiss the sky. Please appreciate nature and be grateful for your life. I wanna live all these people in the world, but they're all on their phones. All these people in the world, but nobody listens. If I could swim in the oceans unknown, sightsee coral reef, not coral gravestones. My earth is relief, my people can go, and nobody listens. I wanna live in a world of my own. Maybe then would I feel less alone. All these people in the world, but they're all in their phones. All these people in the world, but nobody listens. If I could swim in the oceans and all, sightsee coral reef, not coral gravestones. My earth needs relief from my people condone, and everybody's listening. I just wrote it probably a couple months ago. are we creating? What are we creating? What are we creating for the future generations? Don't tell me we've given it up. Giving it up, giving it up. I wanna see my little boy rocking through classrooms, and on the sand. What are we creating for the future generations? Don't tell me we've given it up. We're giving it up, giving it up. I wanna see my little boy run through grass streams, bare feet, and on the sand with his friends, just like I did. I wanna see the love of my life, pick up my little girl with brown eyes in the sky. Breathe in clean oxygen. Clean oxygen. Don't tell me I'm giving it up, giving it up. Don't tell me I'm giving it up, giving it up. What are we creating for the future generations? Don't tell me we're giving it up. Give it. I wanna see my little boy run through grass streets, bare feet, and on the sand with his friends, just like I do. I wanna see the love of my life, pick up my little girl with brown eyes in the sky. Breathe clean oxygen. Clean oxygen. 'Cause we're just a creature dreaming of being all these different creatures, seeking just to find what makes it whole. Learning that it's already full, and everything from the external comes from within. As we breathe clean oxygen, breathe in clean oxygen. Don't tell me giving it up, don't tell me giving it up. What have we created for the future generations? Don't tell me we've given it up. Don't tell me we've given it up. Mahalo nui for listening. Thank you to Yoko. Thank you for Nanea and everybody else that was involved. Thank you to Auntie Tiare, Auntie Sierra, all my aunties that I've met across the few years that I've been here. Thank you for Kumu Makayo and Kumu Nani. No, they aren't here today, but they're here in spirit. And just thank you for the West Side. Thank you for Oahu, for Hawaii, for bringing me here. I'm Egyptian, Ethiopian, so I'm a settler too, just like a lot of people I know. But Hawaii called me here when I was 5 years old, and I had no idea that this was my purpose. But Kumu named Uncle Sage out of Ha'ula taught me how to play guitar, and he said, "I will teach you how to play if you promise to use your music in the glory of God." So here I am today. Yeah, the last thing I just want to say is that this music and the way my voice sounds is not just because I'm talented or whatever, but it's because of dedication and consistency for years and years. 11 years, but that's more than half of my life. So it's just that a reminder to continue to working for what you believe in and what you what you want to speak into the world, because it feels like nobody is listening, and sometimes it feels really isolating. But you just need to stay true to yourself, stay true to the truth and the higher purpose of humanity, that we're all interconnected, we're all one consciousness, and Hawaii is meant to show the world that. Help us remember that we're all one. Hello.
Nanea Lo, also known as Lani Kunani. Yes, thank you so much for being ready for all the surprises. So our next performer is Kaliko. Kaliko is part of a group called Mākua, which is a grassroots collective centering Mahu and Bakulas who strive for Hawaiian and Pacific liberation. The three organizers of this collective are Kaliko, Puanoheo Kalani, Ayu, Biho Castle, and Hercules Goss Cohen, who were joined by Chosen and Blood family. Mākua envisions itself as a lo'i with three kalo serving as vessels for their work. Ola Mahu, which is Hawaiian and Pacific cultural knowledge building, Aloha Aina and Kia'i Aina. Mo'olelo Mahu, or narrative building through art making, kuka, and cultural creative archive and installation. And Mahu Mix, a radical social self-care. And the goal of Mākua is to revitalize, recultivate, and rejuvenate our pilina with Aina by weaving in the lived, generationally diverse experiences of Mahu. Their work has been documented in National Geographic, the magazine, Lake Culture, and the Hawaii LGBT Legacy Foundation. Find them at Mākua on Instagram. And so now I'm so excited to bring up Kaliko. I believe Kaliko wrote this song. Yes?
I'll talk about it.
Okay, and it's gonna talk about it.
It's a mo'olau.
There's the whole mo'olau by itself. Please welcome Kaliko.
Aloha. And mahalo for everyone who's here tonight. It's been a minute, I think, for everyone since we've seen some of each other, and it's been a minute since maybe we've heard from Mākua, whatever that might mean for you. I started writing this mele right after my first huaka'i into Mākua Valley, and Kupuna were talking, Keiki were talking, and most of all Mākua was talking in all of the ways that Uncle Sparky has helped me understand and learn, which is through the whole body, mind, and spirit. And of course, Aina and Vai. So I'm just gonna read the lyrics. This mele has taken many forms and has been sung to loved ones in Aotearoa, over the phone, except for then the technology updated and it blocked out the mele but not my voice, and maybe there's a message in that. And it's been sung in precious spaces and helped me understand the meaning of being a keiki, of being a Mākua, and of what this show is about, which is about the future, about how we raise one, the future, whoever we are and wherever we are. So the lyrics, excuse me, I've been recovering, so I'm taking things very slow, and I'm appreciating that the room is slowing down with me. If anyone wants to take a breath, I'm inviting that. I'm opening the lyrics, and I have this mele, O Mākua for now, is dedicated in honor of Mākua, first and foremost. But it's also dedicated to the kahuli, the snail, and it's pilina with the kolea. They sing to each other, they used to, as our ancestors said, or as I've heard from folks, like Kupuna and Mo'olelo. And when Mākua is happy and when the Vai and the Aina are happy again, we'll hear that song, that pilina, and we'll learn from it again. For now, we have each other. And I've learned that in writing this song about how to love each other. And so the first verse goes, I heard her voice echo in the clouds. Songs of anyone's not of, who's listening at this moment, calling us home to wherever that home may be in this moment. The Mākua, they're dancing still, they're not gone. Here in Mākua, we can see their songs. She bit away a clearing in the dawn, koa haule burning to the ground. Anakala remembered her and she heard his call. The Vai has returned to teach us all. And I'm hoping that by the end of reading this, and you'll hear it a few times and maybe hear it again in the notes of your parents and your Mākua, you might remember this chorus and sing it with me someday, if not tonight. And I'm welcoming in any way you choose to sing tonight, whether that's just with your breath, with clapping along with your body, or with your leo. And right now, I would love to hear your leo because my voice has been working really hard. So please join me, and anyone who might need to leo in a different way, sing in a different way, we just welcome all of that tonight. Mākua does, I don't know, but someone does, and Mākua does now. The pre-chorus is, she knows the keiki, they understand. There were keiki asking questions about Vai, I think to Auntie Lynette, asking about what's gonna happen to it when the, everything that so many folks know is happening. The keiki, she knows the keiki, they understand. The she who comes to mind, true. She knows they'll be okay. Because they're asking about the waters, the rains, the rivers, the oceans, the tears, the aquifers, and the new water they found recently at the bottom of the ocean, and the air they recently found there too. Because she knows they'll find a pono way. Remembering our kupuna, our ancestors, learning how to say their names. In whatever language we have now, they'll help us find that tongue when it's our time. Finally, the chorus, where I started to find more of my voice, but it was ironically the first thing that came to me the first morning after visiting Mākua with very, very sacred people. And the chorus goes, ho'okupa'a e la hui, e ala and a pause for breath. To really feel e ala e, to rise, what that feels like in all senses of that mana. And the bridge, there's kauna here. Sing it however you feel it needs to be sung tonight. Because there's a message in that for you. Again, there's kauna here. And either one you feel like singing tonight, because there's got to be, or because there's a hidden meaning. And whichever one sings back is the kahea for you tonight. Finally, with this long mo'olelo and short story, I'm gonna try and sing it the best I can from memory because I'm trusting Mākua is going to guide this mele from my leo. But I've warned many family in the room that I might lose my voice tonight because I've lost it recently. My ukulele is from my dad, who I haven't seen in a minute, but I swooped it from him just before this, and folks here were really worried I wouldn't make it. I'm here. Barely, but here. And I have my family with me in so many ways. I've been asking my family around me to look into Kilo more than once, more than twice, but all 3 times, from Aina to Vai to Mauna and all that fills your pukas that I didn't name now in betweens, but most importantly right now for me is, what does hina feel like? Mahina, wahine. What does ku feel like? Kulama, Mākua. And then most importantly, to understand those two, what does Mākua mean? For now, if you don't know, find it in your breath. Because just saying Mākua asks you to breathe, to pause, to halt, and see what your kino might be asking in kahea. Asking in a kahea to you, and waiting for your oli back, for your permission to enter your own kino that's been waiting for you. I don't know what I just said, but I think that's something about what I wrote this song about. And I can't wait to hear it through your voices in all the ways it wants to come out in the right containers, as I've learned. This is my brain, this is my body, and I'm about to share my voice. Please enjoy. Ukulele is a whole other kind that I have not been playing maybe since my dad taught me on one of his couches. I've been playing a baritone to use my voice in a deeper tone. This is way up high, so we're gonna see what happens. Songs of honor calling us home, dancing with the Mākua. They're still here, they're not gone. Here in Mākua we see their song. Bid away a clearing in the sky, the cloud. She bid away a clearing in the sky. Cold on a caller remembered, and she heard his call. The vibe is here to teach us all. She knows the cake they understand. She knows there'll be okay. They're asking about the waters they'll find to Pono way, remembering our kupuna, learning how to say their name. pa'ela hui e ala e. Ho'oku pa'ela hui e ala e. There's Kona here, there's got to be. There's Kona here. There's Kona here. Ahead, they understand. She knows they'll be asking about the waters, they'll find upon our way. Remembering our kupuna, learning how to say their name. Ho'oku pa'ela hui e ala e. Ho'oku pa'ela hui. Mahalo to everyone for coming, but it's Mākua who calls us home, yeah. Mahalo. I'm doing a workshop, we'll not see how for, I don't know how for long, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know how long I'll be doing a workshop tonight. We'll see how long I'll be here, but I have seen many of you and heard your call back to me tonight, just sharing that, and I mahalo you. Continue to call out to your loved ones. They will come calling back. It sometimes takes a minute. Aloha to you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And here comes Yoko.
Aloha everybody. Before our last thing of the program, we're here till 8, don't forget. I wanted to introduce my puppy. Her name is Asada, after Asada Shakur, freedom fighter. And I thought it would be apt in this moment to do the Asada chant together. So if I could have those of you who can stand, or if you need to be seated, stay seated. Hold hands, you know, hand sanitizer is available. So just repeat after me and Asada. We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight, or a duty to win. Sorry.
We have a duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Thank you.
And right now we are going to call up Malama Mākua and Mākua University to come and holla at y'all. Okay, make your guys way up here.
Aloha, I'm Sparky. I'm going to start over there and I'll be back. So if you take a look at the photo here, the big one, on the far right there's a gentleman, Walter Kamana, and he's holding on to his kako. And he was one of our inspirations. As a little child, he grew up in Mākua Valley. And as a child, in the middle of the night, the Navy would be firing over his grandmother's house. And he'd run out with his pillow and his blanket across the street under the bridge. And he didn't know when it was going to stop. And if you can imagine what it was like growing up in a situation where you're constantly under attack by a military that said national security is a priority, and we have none. And it continues today. So that's my intro, and I'm going to pass it on to, well, let's see.
Why don't you tell folks first what Mākua University, who came up with Mākua University?
Okay. This young lady right here, she passed in 2016, Leandra Y, my wife. And for nearly 20 years, she did every access along with Fred Dodge. So they were partners, and going into Mākua Valley twice a month for almost 20 years, until Fred passed, until Leandra passed. And one of the things that she came up with, she had a tremendous connection with Mākua. And going into Mākua Valley. Oh, sorry. Okay. I thought Mākua was talking about. And she was so inspired and so connected to Mākua. When we first started, our relationship was broken. And our goal was to use the Aina to help heal our relationship. And that's basically what she and I did. And over time, we found that the Aina was the one that would help us. And at first, we helped Hawaiians. And we told him that we were endangered species. And he said, well, no, it's got to be non-human endangered species. So we turned our attention to that as saying that, okay, so Hawaiians without a voice needed representation. So that was really our focus after that. But also the cultural sites that were in there, because people lived there. And the Army said, no, there's nothing in there. And then there'd be a fire exposing all of the sites. And they said, no, it's a bulldozer push, it's an accidental natural formation. So it took us a long time to figure out the words we needed to use to communicate, not only with ourselves, but also with the military, the state, the county, and people in general. Because when we're brought up in American standard schools, we're brought up to become Americans, not to be Hawaiian. So making the connection to the Aina has been very, very difficult. She was my leader, because she made the connection. And during that time, she was able to see a lot of the unexploded ordnance, 1,000-pound bomb that was detonated. And she ended up going back into the crater that it formed. And back then we had to wear a helmet, flak jacket, which made no sense, because if it blew up and we were there, there would be nothing left. But she ended up coming up with the idea of a University of Mākua, or Mākua University. And it was around the excellence of UXO clearance and disposal. How do we create that environment so that we can have the technology, the training, the skills that's needed to clean up Mākua? So the University of Mākua, the Mākua University concept, came out of her idea of how do we restore Mākua? And from a dryland forest to where it is today. We got a lot of work. So hopefully, the Mākua University professor here will end up, and that's kind of what happened here. This is a combination of a 2-day conference, Mākua University, and getting that started. So it is beautiful. The organizers, both Yoko and Nanea, amazing job. I'm going to pass it
Dodge, also known as Kanai. My dad wanted to come tonight. This is my dad on my chest. And as Sparky said, you know, it was my dad and Leandra that held down Cultural Access for the first like 15 years, twice a month. And in those days, who's been on Cultural Access in the last year or two? Yeah, some of you, good. Anybody want to come? There's one in October on the 19th. Yeah. It's not like how it is today. Today, the Army actually has a cultural support team that's supportive. We have created good relationships. Back in the beginning, after the lawsuit and the settlement, out-of-court settlement in 2001, it was very contentious. The military saw us as the enemy, and we honestly saw them as the enemy as well. And so we have that kind of vibe and that kind of relationship going on for, you know, a good 12, 15 years. And my dad and Leandra have to put up with that and figure out how to make the best of those situations. So they were really the pioneers in cultural access. And from experience with the PKO and the Koho'olawe movement, we knew that cultural access is the key. As long as the valley is out of sight and out of mind, that's where she'll be. But once you come in, which is why I'm inviting you in again, on the 19th, October 19th will be the next Cultural Access. You just go to malamamakua.org, go down to the Cultural Access tab and email us, and we'll get you on the roster, on the list. Once the Valley has called you, you're called. You're going to show up. It's amazing to be on Aina together with people that have heard the call and showed up. It's really, really beautiful and amazing thing. I think this gathering is wonderful. I look around this room, you know, even though my Mākua doesn't see so well nowadays, I can feel the energy and see the smile and the vibe and just the mix of people and ages, and you know, we got old time warriors and we got really young people. It's beautiful. I think I was standing here, I was like, my dad would be so happy. If he was here today, he would be like, yeah. So, mahalo to you all.
A few more things. Vince alluded to our contentious beginnings, how we were greeted, long guns, flak jackets, sidearms. That's how they greeted us at the gate. And now they open the gate and we walk in, no problem. Mākua has changed our mission from what it was before. It was to get out, clean it up, and return it. To Mākua is a people of peace and ho'i ho'i ea, which has changed how we behave, how we treat the military. They're no longer the enemy, they're just an occupying army. So for me, I'm not anti-American, not anti-military, I'm pro-Hawaiian, pro-Aina. So it gives me a different perspective on how the dealings with them have happened. But being that Mākua is now the people of peace, they also have a duty and a responsibility to maintain how do we repair and ask for forgiveness and healing of the valley for the next generations. So the cleanup is not going to be done in my lifetime, even if it's returned today or tomorrow. But can we do it in 7 generations? So the Mākua University will be that foundation for us to hopefully develop all the things that we need to make it happen.
So I wanted to share how Mākua called to me. I guess I'll stand. Aloha everyone. Thank you. My name is Laurel Maysing. I'm born and raised in Honolulu. I was a professor of ethnic studies at University of Hawaii Manoa, and now I'm at University of Texas. And Mākua keeps calling me home and bringing me home and literally pulling me home. So the first time Mākua called to me, I was actually with my dad, right there. His name is Rich, uncle, or grandpa, also known as grandpa. And we were swimming in the ocean, and then Leandra called to my dad, or called to me through my dad. I called to both of us. She was at Papa Wai'ola, her garden right over there, on the left side of the table with the black tablecloth, and she was tending to it. She called it a pico, right? A space or emergence of babies, new ideas, children. And she started talking to my dad, and I came out of the ocean and she started talking to me. And then I just kept on driving back to Mākua every time I was home to look for Leandra. And then eventually Leandra brought me to Fred, Vince's dad, to Sparky, and to Malama Mākua. And then in 2013, I moved out to Pokai Bay, and Vince's family took me on their wing. And just kept on taking me back to Mākua. Karen, I don't know where Karen is, but... She left. Oh, okay. She's been, you know, an auntie to me. And something that Leandra said to me during one of our conversations that will just be seared into my memory forever was, welcome home. And that's what Mākua is for so many of us. It's a home, it means parents. So it's a parent to all of us. And I think the vision of Mākua University is to help us all find our way home, right? To find life beyond occupation, life beyond empire, life beyond militarism, life beyond war, life beyond death and destruction. So as a pico of peace, that's what Mākua represents. And one of the most important ways we can get there is through learning, through critical thinking, through political education, through talking with each other, having dialogues, challenging each other, arguing with each other, taking care of each other. So this is what Mākua University represents. So Mikey and I were working together with Malama Mākua to create a documentary film. And what we're hoping is it's going to be a vehicle for education that's part of Mākua University to help us reach a consensus or an understanding of our vision for life after occupation. And then we're also working on a curriculum together so we can have a tool for high school students and college students so to equip them with the tools to be the next generation of leaders for Mākua and for life and for a world beyond occupation and militarism. So I'm going to hand it to Mikey.
Before we get into the creative part, the sunset image that's there, one of the things that, besides the pico of peace, the west side is, the image on the news is violence. How do we find peace in our community? This was an image that was taken by Nate Ewan, and Leandra painted photos of her place. She called it Papa Wai'ola, and it was her healing space. This is the image she's seen every day at sunset when she was there. And these are the things that we need in our community, in our lives, to help heal, to reduce some of the stress of our daily life. So as you look at that, imagine if we all had a place, a healing that we could go to and just relax our mind and our body and our spirit and re-heal to the point where we can now take on the challenges again. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Mikey because, well, you'll know.
All right. I'm not good at keeping things brief, but I'm going to try. So yeah, you're about to see kind of a long form trailer that I worked on with Laurel as executive producer of Ho'iho'i Mākua. But I just want to do a little bit of kind of the background about how this all started. Like Laurel and I were friends. I was going to Mākua and just kind of filming, just because that's kind of what I do. Sorry, I'm Mikey. I'm a community organizer and a filmmaker. But yeah, so Laurel secured this big grant to create, not just a documentary, but curriculum around Mākua. Oh yeah, with Eric. And so me, Laurel, and Tati got together and formed this kind of trifecta to also create, to make Auntie Leandra's vision real for the first Mākua University, which was a 2-day curriculum. And at the second day, we spent time on what's called the knoll in Mākua, and set up a space where we could collectively envision, and we gave them basically one prompt, which was, what is life going to be like after U.S. Empire? After the last ships of U.S. Empire leave this place, a sovereign Hawaii, yeah? And so people like Nanea and Yoko came up with this as one way to envision that and to put into plan, right? Put it down on paper or on whatever medium these amazing artists could think of. What that looks like, what the future looks like, and possibly the steps it would take to get there. Because we all kind of, whether we realize it or not, we are all collectively creating the future as we live in the present, yeah? And we can either do that, we can either let the ruling class create that terrible future for us, or we can collectively organize together to re-envision a better possible future, yeah? Because the way things are in this present, if you're here, you're probably paying some attention. It's not good. In fact, it is one of the worst times for people in the global south. In southern Lebanon, 1,000 people were killed just this week. And with our bombs, with the U.S. military's bombs, similar ordnance that was tested in Mākua, right? So how do we make sure that we get not just Mākua returned, but all occupied places free, so that everyone all over the world, no matter where they are, outside of Hawaii, can have their own eco-place as well. And so that's what we kind of did with this film, to hoi hoi Mākua, but also hoi hoi all of that. Yeah. All right. Mahalo, Nanea and Yoko, amazing show. Mahalo Warren for tuning this all up. There's something to cover this time with the lights on. You can turn off the lights and then, yeah, it's just a 5-minute thing. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, let's hope no feedback.
Vince, who was part of Mākua, was doing quick market. I wanted to learn how to do it too, and for him it was rock on rock, doing this. And then I selected a clock, which was a small one, about half this size, and started using a hammerstone and started doing it. And my question to him was, okay, how long is this going to take? How many whacks is it going to take? Is it going to take a day, a week, a month? And he kind of chuckled, because it wasn't about time, it was about putting that mana into it, getting it out. So these two represent our beginning, but also the story about Mākua and Mākua, not knowing what the end result's going to be, not knowing how long it's going to take. And it wasn't about that, it was about the process. Every whack made a difference. And right now I have a lot of tiny little grains of stone on my clothes from each of these. And each one of those become part of the foundation for all the efforts that we made in the past. Keep building on it.
I'm witnessing one. And there's no one I can do about it. She's just going just like that.
Well, Mākua Valley is one place that the military took from the community, from Hawaiian families in 1941, soon after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And not only did that displace that community from their livelihood, from the places that had cultural meaning to them, because of the military activities, the native forest has burned maybe over 200 times over the years, and they've littered that valley with unexploded ordnance, everything from 1,000-pound bombs to cluster bombs that have rendered parts of that valley inaccessible because of the risk.
We gotta stop this. This has to stop. We can't go for generations and generations with the same thing occurring. We gotta help her. We gotta stop the bombing. We gotta stop the fires. We gotta stop it all.
With Mākua, we were able to get access, agreement through court.
There was a lawsuit that we actually we won. We asked if we could have 2 accesses a month, plus makahiki and overnight, opening and closing.
And it was very contentious at the beginning, but we started doing community access. You get a chance to experience and imagine what it was like 1,000 years ago. What sounds would you hear? What would you smell? What activity would be there? What were the people doing?
Mākua is a safe haven, ironically so, obviously, because Mākua has not been made safe. Like pretty much everybody that I know has gone there to seek safety and comfort and to be held in the worst of times.
Mākua is definitely a healing place. I mean, it's her own mana for sure, but I think that the way that we hold cultural access, we have been able to create a safe environment for people to have their own experience in Mākua.
After the lawsuit, the Army had to do an EIS, and if they didn't finish the EIS, they couldn't train. They still haven't finished the EIS, so that is where it's at. It's been 20 years, no live fire in Mākua.
The military's leases of these Hawaiian trust lands, they are leased for a term of 65 years, and they expire in 2029. And so I think right now, what's important for the community to understand is that we have a rare opportunity to begin working towards a return and restoration of lands.
Mākua, we're right there, we're in it, and we're gonna help that change happen, because that's part of our Pico of Peace model. Peace is not passive, it's not something that's just like over there, we go reach in and get some. Peace is something we're gonna promote, and that promotion means we're gonna take action. So we gotta mobilize, organize, we have a plan, and we're gonna move on it. You guys are welcome to come.
My sense is the Valley is calling us out to stand for justice and to do work for peace. That's the energy that's going to carry us forward. You know, as we get these projects of restoration up and off the ground, the future for Mākua, I think, is going to get brighter and brighter. And then that all ties into the future of our community, the future of our archipelago, of the Hawaiian nation, and ultimately of the world.
With Mākua, it's not going to end when the lease is in. When we get it back, it's going to take 7 generations to clean up. This is a standstill, and what will be done is that it would be using water to polish. I never got to that point. So how many whacks? I don't know. And how long to get Mākua back? Not important. It's one hammerstone hit at a time, and one slow polish at a time.
So, how many of you want to come to the Valley now?
Hey!
October 19th, it's going to be the only cultural access between now and the 20-year, 3-day cultural access celebration of no live fire for 20 years. The other thing that happened totally beyond our control was late last year, the Department of Defense came out with a statement saying that they would no longer now or in the future use Mākua Valley for live fire training. So forever no live fire training. Small small but you know, important step. Yeah. I love, like, I'm in the ocean surfing and one of my friends comes up to me and says, "Oh, God, congratulations, I saw you on the news, you got the valley back." And I'm like, whoa. Slow down. You know, because the things they didn't talk about was the lease, which they still want to either make a new lease, they want to retain lands. There is a lot of talk about Mākua coming back, and possibly not just the 20% of Mākua that is a state lease, but the entire valley, the other 80%. Yeah, that was a land grab by the feds.
That's
So,
right, land grab.
Yeah, we get chop work coming, you know, and it's like, it's gonna be you younger folks. We setting it up for you, you know, because we're counting down. That's working. Yeah. So come. The other event to put on your calendar is the 3-day cultural access, November 1st. Well, actually, the 1st is reserved for students. So 2nd and the 3rd, the first weekend in November. So we'll be in the valley, and you know, the theme of that gathering is, what does Mākua need from us in the coming years?
Mahalo to our Malama Mākua and Mākua University folks. And mahalo nui to everyone who has joined us tonight at the Life After Occupation Liberation Art Show for Mākua.
We're here in this space until 8 p.m. Definitely make time to get to Pake space. We have that whole area. Everything's gonna come down at 8 p.m. So if you're here past 8, you're helping us. Okay? That's the only thing. I also want to do a short shout out to this pohaku right there at the edge of this red table was brought by Emily. I don't know where she is. And that pohaku is from Mauna Kea. So we wanted to, you know, have the vibes right and ensure that this space is also grounded in all the struggle of Aina here.
So let's carry this energy forward as we continue to uplift our community, culture, and each other. The visual art from the show will be available on Malama Mākua's website, as well as for viewing in person, because
this isn't the end of everything. We are working on getting spaces along the Waianae coast, in libraries, schools, etc. If you have a connection, let us know. And it doesn't have to be the entire gallery. It can be like, you can pick and choose. I want these pieces to display. Tell us now. Oh, also, that one doesn't have like a little thing, and that triptych, that's a new word I learned. Triptych is when you have 3 panels that go together. And that was made in collaboration with people who attended La Ho'iho'i on the at Pokai Bay and at Thomas Square, and also folks who came to our art workshop at Ka'ala Farms. And then myself, Aniko, Auntie Lilette, who made this painting, and we finished it up so it's all together, but it's the mo'olelo in there. You know, you can see the different guardians, different protectors, the different Mākua in Mākua, and then a future that is plentiful and abundant because we have reclaimed and cleared the land for more life.
And those who RSVP'd, we have your contact information, so we will be in touch with updates. And follow us on Life After Occupation and Malama Mākua. And if you haven't done so, go in the back to do the interactive art. Mana.
Good night, everyone. This is the last time we're going to be up here. Drive safely. We're here until 8. And then you're helping clean up. All right, good night.
Thank you. DJ Lani Punani on the ones and twos. Oh, Mo Nani Mo Love.
Hey, Sora, do you guys have a oh, you didn't. If you are an artist with a piece in here, or you contributed in some way, please come up. Let's take a group picture. You know how it is.
You made that?
You made that?
Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
Can you tell us about it?
Oh, no.
You know who this is?
No. Obviously, he knows you.
This is Joe Momoa.
Oh, okay.
Jason Momoa's dad.
Oh, wow. Pono. Well, nice to meet you. Always speaks well. You made this one?
Well, our helpful students. Me and our students made this one and that one there.
That one? Yeah. Can you tell us
This is Mickey.
right here.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also my kumu. He's my kumu. He's teaching me a lot of the ways of the ocean.
That's Waterman, Aquaman.
Yeah. He's a waterman.
Vi man.
Huh?
Vi.
What?
Vi man.
Yeah. Kanevai.
Or like
Kanevai.
What was that? Moana. Yeah.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Orion. Uncle Joe.
Wow, impressive.
One of my pieces.
That's an incredible X. It's like Hawaiian X, yeah.
So this is called Po'o Kanaka Oiwi, meaning to be native. So the wahine, she's surrounded by pevas, and the pevas represent like rebuilding and mending the lahui, right? So this is the revitalization of being native.
Yeah, I don't know where to start with the painting, but it's just, yeah, so many aspects.
Helper!
And then my second piece is over there. This is my second piece.
Wow.
So this piece has not been released on social media. You can only see it in the gallery.
Okay, this is live, so I should push it.
Nice. So this piece can only be seen in the gallery. It's called Ha'ilimoe, which is the dream state. So when you're interacting with Aina and you're meditating and you're asking yourself stuff about the Aina, yeah, you're in that Ha'ilimoe, you're in that dream state, right? And when you look into Mākua Valley, it kind of feels like you're in that dream state too. So it's that duality. Come check it out.
It's very, very healing.
Uncle Sparky likes this one.
Oh, you did this one?
This one's mine, yeah.
Oh, nice.
This one and the wahine on the wall over there.
How did you get, what type of paints did you use, or?
So this is all digital, and then I have another medium in there of a photograph that was given to me by Yoko, that was given to her by Uncle Sparky. So that's in there too.
That's amazing you could do that digitally.
Yeah.
We can't see it, but it's amazing.
Yeah, you gotta come and see it so that you know what it looks like.
I hope I didn't get a glimpse of it.
Don't look. Don't look. Don't look.
I didn't get it on the main one. Wow. But I mean, it's quite where you're coming from, I tell you. And then you did all that with the digital. Wow. That brings it home.
I'm happy they hid my bio.
Oh, okay.
There's my bio.
Okay, whenever you're ready. Point there. Yeah. So when you do it a little bit, like, come on, just gonna take down the computer and all of that stuff first. Take them down, man.
Thanks for inviting us. That was
way?
Nathan, yeah.
What? That's so crazy.
You've been there, right?
Yeah, I've been there big time. Have you?
I don't know. I think I remember someone. No, I don't.
You would know if you went over there.
I didn't go there.
Yeah, I think I should close my room on.
Let's go walk over there.
Why you like?
Yeah, I think it'll be okay myself. When? Yeah, sure. I can do that. Yeah. Sure, I can do that. Yeah. Tell me more about who can be on camera. Because I don't know. Yeah, sure. Because, yeah, come, yeah.